Hey there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. Today's a special day here in the studio because we have a new guitar, and for the first time since I've been doing this channel, this guitar was supplied to me by IYV Guitars. Inyen Vina reached out to me about a week ago and asked if I would do an honest review of a couple of IYV guitars that are new to the market, 2021 guitars. And I said, obviously, sure I will. So here is one that just came in, and again, this was supplied to me for review by Inyen Vina and IYV Guitars. For the first time here in the studio, we're going to do a review. So let's open it up and take a look. So here it is. This unusual looking thing is the ISSP from Inyen Vina Guitars, IYV Guitars. This is their travel electric guitar. Looks a little strange, but I think it's kind of cool looking too. So we're going to take a look at it today, maybe even do some tone checks as well, and see what we can do with this ISSP brand new 2021 version of a travel guitar from the good folks at IYV. So I'm going to give you an up-close look at this and go over some of the specs, and then we'll do some tone checks and see what this little thing actually sounds like. Okay, let's get to it. So this is the up-close and personal look at the new IYV ISSP. I'm assuming that the SP means the speaker that's built in here. As you can see, it's got a fixed bridge, 6 individual saddles with a Destiny CNC wound humbucking pickup there, with a single volume control. There is no tone control, and a switch at the bottom, and we'll discuss that switch later. As you can see, it's got a built-in speaker here. It's a 3.5-inch speaker from my measurements, and a roasted Jatoba fretboard on a solid maple neck. It's a 22 fret 24 scale neck with a bone nut, and then you can see how they've designed this headstock with this long string tree that actually covers all 5 strings with the exception of the bass E to this unusual curved headstock, almost like a semicircle of tuning keys. And again, this is a maple neck Jatoba, roasted Jatoba fretboard. The neck they do like almost all the Ivies do. It is a satin type of finish with a bolt-on neck. And here's all your controls back here. And again, I'll discuss those as well. But you can see the battery box there. Now that battery box is mostly to supply power to that internal 3.5-inch speaker. But you can see how unusual the shape this is. And what they decided to do for balance is put your strap hook here, and then your standard tuning keys. I believe these are the same tuning keys that they use on almost all the guitars. I'm not sure if they're Jinsos or what they are, but they're enclosed tuners, and they're always pretty good on the IYVs. But you can see the unusual arrangement with that headstock. Heel pocket on this is very nice. And again, it's a fairly heavy guitar, so as far as the neck dive situations that you might anticipate with something this small, we'll have to see how that works. Of course, the battery pack in the back holds 6 AA batteries to power that speaker, so that will certainly help keeping the body weight even with the neck weight. Again, it's a 24 scale, 22 fret, very unusual string tree bar there for all 5 strings with the exception of the bass E. bone nut. Pretty space age and cool looking, actually. And this is a full fingerboard. It's a 14 radius fingerboard. It's not a small scale. It is, I mean, it's a small scale as far as scale goes, is 24 inches. But it's a full scale board with 22 frets. And like I said, a Destiny CNC wound humbucker pickup. Now that you saw the up-close video of the ISSP travel guitar from the folks at IYV Guitars, and again, in full disclosure, they did send me this guitar, reached out to me and asked if I would do an honest review of it. So it was supplied to me by IYV Inyen Vina Guitars. So again, unusual shape, unusual design, for sure. Again, I measured that speaker and it was 3.5 inches. I measured the neck. The neck is a 24 scale, 22 fret. It is a roasted Jatoba neck, fretboard anyway, maple neck. Again, you've got the unusual curvature to the headstock there with a 5-string string tree. Not sure what they strung this with. I'm going to assume it's 10s. And again, 6-saddle fixed bridge, but you have the adjustments up and down and all that good stuff. And this is a basswood body. Again, you have a back plate here, and I was going to show you that on the up-close video, but I could not get the thing off with my hands with trying to move the camera at the same time. This came with 6 AA batteries that supplied the power to the built-in speaker here. And I did not open the cavities up. Again, this cavity here is simply for the speaker, so I don't know what type of speaker that is. And also the Destiny CNC wound humbucker pickup that is pretty much standard in all the IYV guitars that come with humbuckers. So it's pretty neat, and it's fairly hefty. It's got a nice cutout here that you can balance this. It's been in the studio for a couple of days. I wanted it to acclimate before I tried doing the review of this. Like I do for all guitars, I try to review them right out of the box. So I've done nothing to this guitar. The fret ends are perfect. There's no issue with the frets. The nut, like most IV guitars, this is a bone nut, but it is a little bit high. But it's not, it's rounded on the side, so they did a good job with that. I might have to take it down just slightly. The action on this is fairly high, at least it is for me. It needs to come down, but it's not terrible. It's been acclimating for a couple of days. And as a travel guitar, it's got a built-in speaker here. Again, let's check it out. You have a simple volume control here. Ooh. Now this volume control has seems like it has a notch in the middle. Doesn't sound terrible for a little 3.5-inch speaker. And again, this is designed as a travel guitar, so they built a speaker into this, so I guess you could hear what you're doing. again, it's got a little toggle right here to turn that off or on. Now I don't know how long the batteries will last. I guess we could test that out in a further test on this. So up about halfway, you're getting just a little tiny bit of distortion. All the way up, it seems to be cutting out a little bit. It's cutting out. I'm not sure why. Yeah, so it looks like to me like anything that you go above halfway here, and again, you can feel it as you're turning this control knob right in the center. It's like a little center notch. All right, let me tune this. So with this switch in the off position, turning off the 3.5-inch built-in speaker, it then sends the signal out to your pickup, going to an amplifier or whatever. If I switch it in, it stops the signal and sends it to the speaker. And I'm getting a lot of stretch out of that G string. And again, it could be just the strings. Most strings that are on these guitars are not the greatest, as you know. fact, let's do that. Let's give these a little stretch and see if we can't, because it's just a few bends and it's making it, it's taking it out pretty good. Just playing it acoustically like that, I was getting a little bit of buzz. It wasn't from the speaker, it's actually from the cone over the speaker here. The same resonance as that A string. It's gone now. Sounds pretty good for one pickup, no tone control. I'm not sure about this 3.5-inch speaker. I understand the whole aspect of it. It's a travel guitar, so you want to be able to hear what you're doing. And it doesn't sound horrible. To me, it sounds like you plugged into one of those little amplifiers like the Honeytone or the Dan Electro like I have. It's one of those little amps. You can't get much out of it, a little 3.5-inch speaker, obviously. Does give you a little feedback. The neck feels good. Again, the action is just a little high for me. I'd like to bring that down. Or another thing that would be cool, I think, using this with would be like on an alternate tuning type of thing, or using it for slide. Walking out on stage with something like this would make people look. That's for sure. It's unusual. I'm having a hard time keeping it in tune, but I think that's got more to do with the way it's set up currently and the factory strings that are on it. I'm going to throw a strap on here just to check out the balance. And again, it's just if I was to wear this, or if you were to buy it and wear it, like I said, it's got an unusual position up here. But I'm thinking that's really the only where mean, it doesn't sound bad at all. I'm not sure about this internal speaker part, though. I mean, it gives you something to listen to besides just the normal resonance of the guitar. But if I were to turn that off, I mean, I can still hear it, which is how I would normally hear a normal electric guitar anyway when I'm practicing with it. So I'm not sure of the real usefulness of having that speaker in there. So just, you know, just bending the strings is singing it out of tune fairly easily. Again, it could be the setup. The nut looks like it's cut fairly well. Again, it's high, but I think taking the strings off of this and giving it a decent setup and putting better strings on, obviously, would help. It's a unique looking guitar, that's for sure. Again, the usefulness of the built, and I understand the whole concept of it, but I'm not sure how much I would, you know, somebody like me would use that. Probably not much. I like the idea of a travel guitar because it's small. You could put it, you know, in the overhead bin of a airplane or whatever if you were traveling. For practice-wise, if I was traveling, taking this to a hotel or something like that, I could see maybe using the internal speaker a bit, you know, to hear what you're doing. But I would, just like any other electric guitar unplugged, I would hear it that way too. So. I don't know. You get it above that halfway point, you start getting the feedback. Which you're going to get. You've got a speaker mounted right there with the resonance of the strings. So volume, it does seem to kick that speaker in and out. So anyway, I think Inyen Vina IYV needs to take a look at that. I'm not sure if it's something in the design or if it's just inherent to a 3.5-inch speaker sitting so close in proximity to these resonating strings that you're going to get the feedback. The cutting in and out, I'm not sure about. But it seems to only do it when it's over a certain volume, when it's over that halfway mark on that turn of this volume knob. So it's something to take a look at there, folks. But again, it's a cool guitar. It looks cool. I'm sure I could get it to stay in tune with a change of strings and a quick setup. The neck feels fine. Feels really, really good. Again, no sharp edges on any of the frets. It's fairly stable and hefty for such a small guitar. It's got a neat cutout here. Kind of keeps it balanced if you're playing it on your lap. It's a little tight for me wearing it, but you do have access to those bottom frets underneath the strap. My concern was having the strap so close to your, but it seems to be all right. Neat guitar. These are not available on Amazon yet. I'm not sure if they will be soon or not. Again, it's the only where I saw these that were available was on the IyenVina.com, their own website. I think they had these listed on eBay for a short while. I'm not sure if they still are. And the issue with buying these currently, if you wanted to order one, is you had to order it directly from IYV. Because they weren't on Amazon, they're not on Amazon. So you had to order it directly from them. And of course, the price of ordering it direct and having it shipped directly from Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam is fairly expensive. You're looking at around $145 for the guitar and another $128, I think it was, to have it shipped. So around $270-ish, doing the quick math. Still very inexpensive in comparison to other priced guitars, but you're looking at, like I said, not being able to get it through Amazon with like prime shipping or free shipping. You'd have to order it direct from IYV, and they would send it direct from Vietnam. So that direct shipping is expensive. And I'd like to thank Inyen Vina for sending me the guitar to check out. Again, it's the first time here on the channel. Every guitar that you've seen prior to that is something that I have bought or I own. This is the first time that we've actually had a guitar company send us a guitar to check out. And hopefully I did a fairly decent job of that. It's not really my cup of tea. It's a cool guitar, but you know, in my opinion, it wouldn't be something that I would, you know, actively look for. But there might be plenty of folks out there, so that's why we're showing it to you. It's a neat looking guitar. It plays fine, and again, like I said, I think after a setup and a cleanup of the fretboard, you know, these all come dry. It's been shipped all the way from Vietnam. I'm sure it would hold tune, so I don't think there's any tuning issue. I don't think the tuning keys are a problem or anything. I think it's just the strings themselves. I'm not overly fond of the built-in 3.5-inch speaker here. I don't think I would use it. Somebody might. But if I was going to do a travel guitar, I would do two things. First, I would remove that. I don't think it's necessary. Then at that point, you know, you have the weight of the batteries in there that helps hold the weight of this body down, which helps balance the guitar out. So I'm not sure what else you could do. As far as weight-wise, the cutout is nice. I like the design. I like the neck. Feels good. But I guess in some people's opinion, if you didn't have that speaker there, what makes it a travel guitar? Well, the size of it makes it a travel guitar, in my opinion. Doesn't need to have a speaker here. Again, that's just my opinion, but it looks great. It doesn't sound bad at all using this single humbucking pickup here. But I would put a volume and tone control on here. Get rid of that. Get rid of the speaker, and put a. No, even if you wanted to, you could go humbucker in a single coil up here in the neck position. Get rid of this completely, and still have the same size travel size guitar, in my opinion. Put a 3-way toggle here, or even in here. Just suggestions. Or leave it as it is. You can do that too. But not real fond of this part of it. I don't think it sounds good enough to try to incorporate it. So I would just, in my opinion, I would, if I was in my playing of this guitar, I would simply leave it off and just use the output like you normally would with a standard guitar. And then if I was playing it unplugged, it would remain unplugged. I wouldn't use that part. To me, I can hear it just as well and not hear any breakup or static or any kind of good stuff. So that's what I'd do. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed really a world premiere, because I haven't seen any reviews or anybody else do any type of review of this particular guitar and show it to you up close and show it to you honestly as I'm taking it out of the box and showing it to you. So that's the IYV ISSP travel guitar, the ISSP-200 travel guitar. Basswood body, roasted Jatoba fingerboard, maple neck, very unusual headstock, built-in speaker, again, not my cup of tea, a good sounding CNC Destiny wound humbucker, decent bridge. Again, it's a cool guitar. I just don't think it's ready for prime time, in my opinion anyway. So you'd have to make that decision. And again, it's not really available on Amazon yet. It's only available through their website and through eBay. I think they have an eBay store as well. So if you're interested, have a look at IYV Guitars at IYVguitars.com. Again, thank you to IYV and Inyen Vina for sending the guitar for me to do the quick review. And we're going to wrap it for today. So folks, take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. And we'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.